Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, please like, subscribe, and comment down in the comment section down below. And I apologize if I sound a little off in this video, but I am pretty sick, so yeah, but I still wanted to get this video out because something very important did happen yesterday, where Trump was found guilty of all 34 felony counts of falsifying his business records. But anyways, this whole conviction stemmed around Donald Trump falsifying records to cover up a sick scandal that threatened to derail his 2016 presidential campaign. And the reason is that this is so, the timing is just really crazy to me that, this is happening now out of any time where this happened, like, a really many years ago. And bring this up now is obviously something political, and it's obviously bogus. We don't even know what these 34 counts are. Like, it's not even laid down what exactly they are, and there's no one that could lay down what these 34 are exactly. But I mean, this is where we are, and his sentencing is scheduled for July 11th, which is pretty ironically 4 days before the RNC National Convention, which starts on July 15th. So this is what it is now, and I don't think he will be sentenced to jail. And we can scroll down here and check a little bit more. It's, even it says here he can still be president. So I know some people are gonna be wondering, can Donald Trump still be president? Yes, he could. He is going to appeal. I think he already did, file to appeal this, and the whole thing is going to take many years. It's not going to be closed just now. So some people think it's going to be overturned. Some people think it may go to the Supreme Court, and this is all going to have to wait on the immunity case that should be coming out soon from the Supreme Court. But we're going to continue to keep an eye on it. And even like the judges and everybody that was for this case in New York was, they know it's political, and they went after him for a political reason, and that's just what this is. And it's not anything that he did wrong, because he has 4 other cases going on nationally, but those are either dead or stagnant for the time being. But this one is just, they weren't going to make their decision yesterday. They didn't know, but then they said they're ready to make their decision, and this was their decision. But anyways, we're going to continue to monitor this and see what happens on that conviction day. But it's funny because the day of yesterday that it happened, Trump actually raised about $35 million in donation after the guilty verdict. We see here that he raised $34.8 million from a small donors hours after a criminal hush money trial conviction in New York. And this is basically double of its single day fundraising record after that New York trial. So that's pretty ironic that he had raised $35 million, the most ever by far, in a single day right after this happened. And it does show that people don't even believe on this. The people that believe that this is true are the people that were not going to vote for him in the first place. There had been polls done on, what if Trump was convicted in some of these cases, and this one was the weakest out of the 4, not making too much of an impact. But we don't have polling right now, so I can't really make any conclusions out of that. But we could check what people are thinking in their betting elections, how they want to bet their money. And we can check here on Polymarket. Things haven't really changed at all. Trump's still at 55% and Biden's at 39%. All these states are basically the same. And we have the Senate, obviously Republicans still at 75%. But yeah, the betting markets and people still say the same thing. Every state is the exact same as what it was before. This doesn't really change anything according to people's minds now. And even in this one right here, Trump is actually up in his chance of winning from in the last day, as we can see here. He's up 1.4%. Biden's down 0.7%. Pretty ironic. So yeah, this shows that Trump's at 51, Biden's at 40. And obviously, all the swing states differ. And we all know that the Biden team and a lot of Democrats are going to use this against Trump. And they're going to use this to call him a convicted felon, in their hopes to distract Americans from what's actually going on in the country, to focus once again on Trump. Because there's no other way that they could, win this without doing something like this. And it's not even something to say that you're on the right or on the left. It's just the truth, because there's no other issue that Joe Biden could actually run on apart from this. But even so, apart from many Republicans who have come out in support of Trump, it's actually surprising to see the independent candidate, Robert F. Kennedy, a former Democrat, calls this politically motivated. And it's pretty funny that Robert F. Kennedy criticized the Manhattan District Attorney's prosecution of former Donald Trump shortly after it ended in a conviction on Thursday, describing it as politically motivated and profoundly undemocratic. And he didn't say this because he supports Trump. He still said that we should be attacking Trump on other issues that are political, right? That matter to the country, and not this, because this is the Democrats' strategy to beat Trump in the courtroom instead of the ballot box. And he does say that this will backfire in November, and people could make the argument of will it backfire or not, but I think it will backfire. I don't think this will work out, especially because of the timing. I mean, if it was a more serious issue, not involved with this, which is so irrelevant as of right now, it's really irrelevant. If it was like a murder or a rape or something like that, I think it would be over for him. But something like this that is so insignificant and that just happened so fast, without any evidence really to prove anything, which outlines basically the motivations behind this. And on top of all this and all these small donations, and people that originally aren't even for Trump and support Trump have come out and said the same thing, and many millionaires and billionaires have even come out and donated him hundreds of thousands of dollars because of this. And this is definitely going to have a big effect. And we could even see here that a Democrat, Joe Manchin has left the Democratic Party. He registered as an independent, and we all know this is because of this. This happened yesterday. And, it's pretty evident that this is, probably going to backfire in some sort of way, because it's not legit in its ways. And, we can go over kind of what we think might happen on a map. And this is like without any polling. This is just kind of seeing what I think is going to happen here. Now, Joe Biden, no matter what, I think would win all these states by, in safe margin over 12 percentage points. But you can say that Donald Trump, as a result of this, if he gets his base really together, then he's going to definitely secure his margins in a lot of these states that are supposed to be closer. Like, for example, he's going to secure up Texas for sure. He's going to secure Florida. And these states could be safe at this point, given that they are so Republican anyways. And even if Donald Trump doesn't really gain anything, it's not like he's going to lose his Republican voters, because those voters are going to be more energized, as we saw in some of the responses after this happened. There are a lot of people who just are infuriated by it, and the people that are not infuriated, the people that are kind of against it, that are kind of for it and that are happy that this happened, we're not going to vote for Trump anyways. So it's definitely going to be up to the independents to really decide this. And right now, seeing that the way things are, it's probably going to shape up, being a very similar map. But a lot of these states that are supposed to be more competitive or might shore up, like we could see, a lot of these states down in the South, all the Arizonas and Nevadas and Georgias, kind of shore up. Meanwhile, the battle will definitely still be fought up here. But, I don't know what's going to happen in Nebraska second, but definitely it'll be up for grabs in the Northeast, in the Midwest. But this especially gives him an edge, where he energizes those voters in Wisconsin, in a state where he lost by 20,000 voters. It definitely energizes the state, and energizes his voters in a state like Pennsylvania, where he lost by also less than about 1 percentage point. And he energizes his voters in Michigan, where Democrats also are having a lot of issues with their own base. And you could say the same thing about Minnesota, where Joe Biden, did horrible in the primary. So, maybe he makes gains in that state as well. Maybe he makes gains in Maine, and maybe he makes more gains in a state like New Hampshire. We don't really know what's going to happen, but this right here definitely, I can say, secures Trump's base. And with people who didn't support Trump are not going to support him now because of this, and the people who liked what happened in this verdict didn't support Trump anyways. So that's the moral of this story. But I'm going to say one more thing about this, and I think, either if you're a Republican or a Democrat, this is definitely going to, mess up the nation as a whole, mess up the relationship between Republicans and Democrats. Even here it says that the nation is now in uncharted waters, because this is definitely going to affect how people view the justice system nowadays. Democrats are going to feel more hostile to Republicans. Republicans are going to feel more hostile to Democrats, and this is going to make it worse. And people, I've been saying here, the justice system in America is dead. Trump had said that, and a lot of people are also saying the same thing. And this is definitely going to diminish that trust between people and our justice system that is built up to be so good and so amazing throughout a lot of our history is coming to now, and these laws that we're supposed to follow. And so it's definitely going to be a big mess, and it's going to be something where these two parties are going to become more and more hateful towards one another because of this. So I hope that we won't start to see, people start doing this all the time, where they put political opponents in prison for stuff that don't matter. Because we could say the same thing about Democrats and Bill Clinton and what he did. And there's so much that could go on, so much that we can talk about, on both sides of the aisle. So I don't think this is going to end well either way. If Trump wins, it'd definitely be better for his party. And if he doesn't win, I think that this nation is going to be in a lot of unrest between those two political sides. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll check you guys out in the next one.